Hello, my name is Cindy. Welcome to New Hampshire. And today is kind of a gloomy day. It's looks like a rainy day. On the weather app, it says it is going to rain like 90% chance. So I have an umbrella. I have a couple of umbrellas in my car, which is nice. And so that's that. The temperature is in the 30s, upper 30s, and it's supposed to get into the 50s today. So we are looking forward to, some snow melting. We still have some snow on the ground, and we have a ski club at our school, and I think we have 2 weeks left, 2 Mondays left, where the kids will be going up to the mountain and, hopefully they'll get that much in. It's March, welcome to March. And today is March 5th, Wednesday, March 5th. And I am headed to school today, but after school I am going to be headed to the State House. And I'm going to go to a committee meeting today. And so that should be interesting. I'm a little nervous about it, but I have everything written out, and I just look at it this way. I've got to push myself to do a speech. So way back in 2020, I got started realizing how does the government shut down businesses and to tell all the kids to go home and shelter in place and all that. It was really scary. And so I started learning more about the government, about our Constitution, and especially, with churches, when the government is telling you that you can't go to church. It was, at first I thought that it's a medical thing, it's health issue. We don't want everyone to expire, as they say. But after a while, I thought, I don't know. And so I started, one of the things that really got me thinking was that people were going home, schools were shutting down, but the government was making decisions and they were meeting on Zoom. And that was just really weird to me. Like, how can they make decisions for our state on a Zoom call? So I started learning more and more about how our state is run, and I had to admit I didn't know that much. Like, I thought I believed the Constitution. I read stories about our forefathers, things like that. I've been to the State House, but I really didn't know as much as I thought I knew. And so I just started going to local town meetings, selectmen meetings. We have 5 selectmen that run our town, and I started going to school board meetings and realizing how much goes into running a town. And then I got involved in many different things, and I ended up doing a couple speeches in front of our boards. And the first time I did it, I was like very nervous, and I thought I need to practice because someday it might be even more serious. Like, I can't be like, it's really, really serious, and that's the first time I'm showing up to do a speech. So that's what I did the last few years. I learned how to speak at the public meetings, and I got involved. So I became a school board member, a library trustee member. Hey, thanks for coming to my video. Thanks for the thumbs up. And I started working in our town. In the last November, I was voted in as a state representative. And in New Hampshire, there are 400 state representatives, and we get $100 per year for the job. So it's not a high-paying job, but it is very important. And we talk about some very important things that will affect people in our state. Hello, James Pro 22. Thank you for coming, and I'm good. I'm on my way to school. I'm a teacher. I'm a mom, and now actually a legislator, I guess. So it's been a journey, and I would recommend this type of thing for anybody who has the ability, even if you think that there's not much you can do, you can just go online now. You can learn so much online just by going to your town website or wherever you live and find out about your town. How does your town run? Who runs the town? If you need something, who are you going to talk to? Get to know those people. And also your state or whatever situation you're in. And, then you're kind of ready. If something does come up, then you can step up and either do a speech or, talk to someone about something. You never know what might come up that you can help with if you have the knowledge. If you don't have any knowledge of anything, you got to start from scratch, and that can be that can be a lot. I remember in 2020, a lot of people saying the expression, it's like drinking from a fire hose when things came up. And I now, because trying to learn everything at once is like drinking from a fire hose. I'm glad that I was able to take the steps that I took early on a few years ago, and so now I know more. I still have a lot to learn, but I know something. And that's all you can do is start where you're at, learn something about this type of thing can affect your pocketbook, can affect your price of gas. I just got some gas this morning to fill up, and it's $3 a gallon where I am. What's the price of gas where you are? It was right at $3. If I had the special card for the gas station, it would cost me a little less. There are some places that are a little cheaper, but I just had to hurry up and get it done. So, so I try to shop around for the cheapest if I have time, but I really need to get gas now because it's going to be a busy day. And I don't like to run on, really low because, you don't know what's going to happen and you can't get to the gas station. Usually for me, it's like I'm rushing to school, rushing home, rushing to this, rushing to that. So keeping my gas tank full really helps me out. So I'm not like running out on the way late to something. And so I went for gas, and it would be nice to be able to be a part of the plan to bring the prices down for gas. Also, eggs. Eggs are ridiculous. How much are eggs where you guys live? I think they're like $5.99 or something per dozen. Now, I used to have chickens, and having your own chickens is awesome, but that takes a lot of work. It also takes money because you have to buy the chicken feed. Technically, if you have, an organic garden, organic like farm, you could probably have chickens for free if you could feed them like, table scraps, things like that. They'll eat just about anything. But a lot of times they aren't really full until they have their grain type of thing. So you got to buy the grain, and then you've got to take care of them, and they are messy. Sometimes they attract unwanted animals. That's not good either. So it is a little bit of work. So I just got rid of my chickens, and I just decided I'd pay the money for someone else to take care of the chickens, and I would just buy the eggs. But I never expected them to go up as high as they are right now. So the price of eggs is ridiculous. It would really be nice for everyone if these prices would go down, especially gas and eggs. Other groceries are also going up, meat products, everything like that. It's just going crazy. So I work, and my husband has worked obviously all of these years, and we make a good amount of money, but it's still not enough for this economy. So we need to find ways to cut more corners, and we're working on that. So thank you so much for coming to this video. My name is Cindy. I'm a teacher. I'm on my way to school, and I'm just chatting in my car right now. My friend Kelly, she has come to my videos, and she tried to do these car chats, and she's like, "How do you do it? Because I run out of things to say." Well, usually before I get on, I think of a few things to talk about, and sometimes while I'm talking, something new comes up. But a lot of times I'll have like two or three things I kind of want to talk about, and just chat about those things. So I don't just get on like blank. I have an idea of what I want to talk about. And it's funny because things I said just now, I didn't expect to say, but I was expecting to talk about the speech last night in Washington, President Trump's speech. I thought it was pretty good personally. I know that some people are afraid of him. They think he's a dictator and that he is going to ruin our country and all this stuff. But one thing I really loved about him was that he is such a people person. Like, he really hones in on people, and he loves people. And when he first got to the podium, he looked over at his wife, and just they smiled at each other according to what the camera showed us. It just was so amazing, and he just has a love for her that is very special, and you can see it. I love that. And I grew up with Donald Trump in the news and all that. I did not like him when I was younger, and I wasn't happy when he ran for president because I thought he was just a mess. But I just was really impressed with, he got to the podium, and I don't know, he just gave us hope, I think. I hope it's not false hope, like I've always guarded. My hope is in the Lord. But I think that it seems like President Trump stands for good values, and the values that made our country great. So I thought that was really special. I thought it was really special how he spoke about the girl who was playing volleyball, and she got hit in the face with a ball so hard that she was in the hospital because the other person was not a girl and playing girl sports. So he just is so warm towards people. The two girls on either side of Melania were very special. The two girls on either side of Vice President Vance's wife were very special. And then so many people that he acknowledged, so many people. But of course, I think everyone who watched it thought that the honoring the young boy with cancer, 13 years old, and making him Secret Service, that was the best. And he was so shocked. And then he gives the announcement that the young man that was trying out for applying, I guess, for West Point, he said, you're in. So he gets his college what is it, acceptance from Donald Trump. That was pretty special. And then the two high-fived, the college kid and the 13-year-old. The high five. I was watching Fox on YouTube, so that's where I saw it. I don't know if all of the news outlets showed that, but that was amazing. And I really, really, I wasn't like bawling, but my eyes were tearing up. And I know that other people had the same feeling because I saw their comments on some of my social media. But the whole speech was hopeful, in my opinion, and I do hope that we can come together as a country. I know some people are completely against everything he says, but you know, we're in this country together, and some of us had to endure the most disturbing things that happened the last 4 years, and we still had to raise our families. We still had to go to work every day. We still had to make the best of it, you know, and that's how it is when you live in a country with freedom, because we have freedom to believe what we believe. We have freedom to change our minds. Like, I have friends that believed one way and then they completely changed their mind, and they can do that in this country. That's what makes this country great, is you get to take the time to bring your own thoughts together, and you can even change your mind. If you're on a road where you think, oh, I think this way, I've thought this way my whole life, but I'm starting to reconsider. You can do that in America, and that is the greatest thing. That's now, I do believe in God, and I believe that God gives us unalienable rights. Unalienable rights are rights that are given to us by our Creator. And that's why we have this longing to be free. It's from the inside of us. It's not from the government. It's not from a philosophy. It is from our Creator. And we need to acknowledge that for every person. And of course, in our country, we have to make guidelines, because you aren't just free to, you know, hurt people. You're not free to encroach on other people's freedom. So that's why we have this push me, pull you type situation going on, is trying to figure out what works for everyone, even though we have different belief systems. So it's quite fascinating what is going on. I feel like it's a wake-up call to everyone in this country about what makes this country great, and how we can respect one another even though we think differently, and how can we help everyone to be happy and to preserve the freedom for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Everyone should have that freedom, and yet we need to make sure that people stay within the guidelines so that we don't hurt other people in the process, right? So anyway, I really loved the speech. I stayed till the end. I can't tell you every economic thing that he mentioned, but the things that stuck out to me was his love for people. And even at the end, when the speech was over and he went through the crowd shaking people's hands and, you know, hugging people and saying, thank you for calling me last night. Thank you for taking my call. People cheered him on and said it was a wonderful speech. And he just loved people, you could tell. He just has a personality to just love people. Now, during the speech, the camera would kind of go around the crowd, and I noticed that a lot of the women had pink suits on, like really bright pink. So I Googled it. I said, why would they wear this color pink? I figured it had a reason. And from what Google said, was the Democrats were protesting the harm to women that this administration is doing. But I find that ironic because he has a really great press secretary who's a woman. He has some really amazing women, Tulsi Gabbard and Pam Bondi, that are women in his inner circle doing jobs, and of course his wife is pretty amazing. So I think he honors women for being women and for using the strength that they have um, to do their job. And I feel like he does honor women, and maybe in a different way than what some people would think. But time will tell the story of how things are going to go. I mean, everybody could say this and say that, but the proof, as they say, the proof is in the pudding, you know? When the economy gets better and the prices of gas go down, and he mentioned something about American made cars, that if you buy an American made car, you will get some kind of a tax write-off on your taxes. That'll be interesting. I'm driving a Toyota right now. And a lot of times the American made cars don't last as long. We have a Ford in our driveway that is not very old, and the transmission is going on it. So let's bring back manufacturing to America, but let's make sure we do it right. Make these cars the best cars on the planet, and make them at a good price, because I don't have a lot of money. So anyway, we're headed to school. It looks like it's going to rain today. On the way, I saw some drops, but they stopped. So it might be off and on today. It is a little bit cloudy. It's a good day for school. I teach math, so I'm getting ready to enter my classroom and get started. And yeah, lots going on today. So anyway, I do hope you have a great day, and I hope that you will, ultimately put your trust in the Lord, because God is the one who made us, and we are his people. And the Bible says we are the sheep of his pasture. Enter his gates with thanksgiving, and enter his courts with praise. How does that go? Enter into his courts with thanksgiving and into his gates with praise. I'll have to look that one up, see which is which. But yeah, thank you for coming, and hopefully it will be a good day, even though it's a little gray here today. In my classroom, I have LED lights, like those gaming lights around the top of the room. So it kind of brightens up the room a little bit. Yesterday, the students were able to go outside and run around. That was a blessing, because it's been really, really cold. And we're, we have a small school, and we have liberty to, take a break when we feel the need. And we're encouraged to bring the students outside, get some fresh air. But it's been so cold, and it's hard to do when it's freezing. But yesterday it was nice, so it was really great to see the kids just running around and enjoying the fresh air. And today it's supposed to be in the 50s, so hopefully they'll get some fresh air today if it doesn't rain too much. So here we go. Thank you so much for watching, and I do hope you have a great day. See you next time. Thank you for coming, his and hers landscaping. Thank you for the hope all is well and God bless. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming to my channel, and I hope that you are you planting your seeds right now? That's something I've been wanting to do. It is time. If you didn't do the over the winter sowing for the seeds, now's the time to get going with planting your seeds, planting your garden in New Hampshire. The time comes quickly for things to be planted outside. So thank you for coming, and I'll see you next time.